Start with the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Dear students of class first year, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, welcome you in Pakistan International School Types Virtual Learning System. Hope you are doing well. Dear students, we have English lecture number 17 for grade first year, and we are going to learn today unit 3.3, the most beautiful flower. The most beautiful flower is written by Cheryl Al Costello Forche. The writer is, and we will learn today from page number 79 to 84. And here's your teacher, Sarfraz Nadeem Morai. We'll be reading, dear students, about the poem, The Most Beautiful Flower is Here. You can see. This poem is about an old lady sitting on a bench under a tree and a boy who comes to her and offers her a flower. What kind of flower do you think it could be? And why do you think the woman calls it the most beautiful flower? Check your response after reading the poem and be ready for a surprise. Dear students, here we have about the poet Cheryl L. Costello Forche was born in 1964 in a small town located in southeastern Ohio, USA. She still lives just outside of that town with her husband. She has been writing poetry, short stories, and songs since age 10. Her stories, poems have been published in Chicken Soup for the Soul in 1996 and a fourth course of Chicken Soup for the Soul. She says that there is a story behind her each poem and book. She writes to touch the hearts of the readers and to leave lasting impressions. Dear students, now we are going to start our reading about the poem. So this is the first stanza. The park bench was deserted as I sat down to read beneath the long, straggly branches of an old willow tree. This illusion belied good reason to frown, for the world was intent on dragging me down. And if that weren't enough to ruin my day, a young boy out of breath approached me, all tired from play. He stood right before me with his head tilted down and said with great excitement, "Look what he found." Dear students, this is the first stanza, and here we have 8 lines of the stanza. In these lines, the old lady, who is the speaker of the poem, says that she was sitting in a park on an empty bench under an old willow tree. The branches of the tree were spread out untidily. She was unhappy with her life. Meanwhile, a boy came to her. He was exhausted because he was tired from playing. He stood in front of her, then he came near her and told her softly that he had found something. He wanted to give that thing to her. This was the explanation of this stanza, dear students. Now we are going to move to stanza number 2. Stanza 2, in his hand was a flower, and what a pitiful sight, with its petals all worn, not enough rain or too little light, wanting him to take his dead flower and go off to play. I faked a small smile and then shifted away. But instead of retreating, he sat next to my side and placed the flower to his nose and declared with overreacted surprise, "It sure smells pretty and it's beautiful too. That's why I picked it. Here it's for you." Now, here, dear students, is stanza number 2, and explanation is over here. In these lines, the old lady, who is the speaker of the poem, says says that the boy held a flower in his hand. The flower was wilted because of lack of enough rain or light. She did not want to take the flower. She smiled and moved away, but the boy, instead of leaving, sat near her. He took the flower to his nose and therefore, yes, flower to his nose and breathed its smell and said that he was sure that the flower had a nice fragrance and was so much pretty. Therefore, he brought that flower for her. She decided to take that flower from the boy so that he might go away and stop bothering her. Now, the boy was bothering, just like irritating the women on the time. Stanza number 3. The wheat before me was dying or dead, not vibrant of colors, orange, yellow, or red, but I knew I must take it, or he might never leave. So I reached for the flower and replied just what I need. But instead of him placing the flower in my hand, he held it midair without reason or plan. It was then that I noticed for the very first time that bead toting boy could not see, he was blind. Dear students, here in stanza number 3, these lines, the old lady who is the speaker of the poem says that the flower she saw in the boy's hand was almost dead. It had lost its brightness. However, she decided to take the flower from the boy so that the boy might leave her alone. Therefore, she moved forward to get the flower. But instead of giving her the flower, the boy held the flower in mid-air. It was then she realized that the boy was blind. Now, stanza number 4. I heard my voice quiver, tears shone in the sun as I thanked him for picking the very best one. "You're welcome," he smiled, and then ran off to play. Unaware of the impact he would had on my day, I sat there and wondered how he managed to see a self-pitying woman beneath an old willow tree. How did he know of my self-indulged plight? Perhaps from his heart he would be blazed with true sight. Now, here, students, about the stanza number 4, it is in these lines that poetess says that she was overwhelmed when she thanked the boy for the best flower he had picked for her. Her voice trembled and tears came to her eyes. The boy returned the compliments and went back to play again. He had no idea how much he had changed her life. The poetess started to think as to how the blind boy was able to see a sad old woman sitting under a willow tree, how he came to know her plight. Yani plight here means a person who has a grief, kind of sad. She concludes that the boy was able to see through his heart. He was blessed with the true insight. Stanza number 5. Through the eyes of a blind child, at last I could see. The problem was not with the world, the problem was with me. And for all of those times, I myself had been blind. I vowed to see the beauty in life and appreciate every second that's mine. And then I held that wilted flower up to my nose and breathed in the fragrance of a beautiful rose and smiled as I watched that young boy, another weed in his hand, about to change the life of an unsuspecting old man. Is a five and the last stanza. In these lines, the lady, is the speaker of the poem, says that the little incident had a profound effect on her. She learned from the blind boy that problem was not with the world, but it was with her. She did not enjoy the beauty of the world. The boy was blind, but he was enjoying the beauty of the world. So she promised that from then onward, she would see the beauty in life and value every second of her life. Meanwhile, she sees that the boy who has changed her life has another flower in his hand to change the life of another old person. So here, dear students, we have done our stanza 5, and also we have explained it, and all stanzas are explained. Hope so you understood it, and you can write the theme and central idea by itself, and you understood the main idea of this poem. So let's read the main idea, central idea of the poem. Here's the theme and central idea. In this poem, the poet describes the change in her attitude towards life. Her attitude towards life changed from negative to positive by the flower given her by a blind young boy. She explains gratefulness to God for everything that He has given us. We should appreciate every single thing that belongs to us. The most important thing is how we can share our concern to other people by appreciating them. It motivates them to be a good human being. Dear students, here in this poem, we learned that we must thank God whatever we have. And this is all the blessings of the Almighty that we are in this position right now. So this poem basically tells that we must thank God. We shouldn't worry about anything. And God is just great and He is blessing us from all the things what we have. So this ordinary incident has a profound effect on life of the women and opens her eyes. She starts realizing and see the beautiful things in the world. She also realized that the problem was not with the world, but the problems of him, her. Then she moves to enjoy the beauties of life. She was the boy with the small who has gone heading towards so another person's. So dear students, this was all about the most beautiful flower. It is reading selection 3.3. So then we have, dear students, the few difficult words on page number 75 and 76. And then we have few questions on a 77 page. So hope so it will be easy for you to write the answers of these questions. Dear students, the second topic we have today, the types of sentences. You know very well what is a sentence. A sentence is a group of words which gives complete sense, complete meaning is called a sentence. So according to, we have the few kinds of the sentence types, and there are 4 types of English sentence classified by their purpose. Classified by their purpose. Number 1 is declarative sentence, means a kind of statement. Number 2, it's an interrogative sentence like question. Number 3, imperative sentence like a command, order, in other words. And the last, exclamative sentence. Exclamation is included in this sentence. So let's start one by one. What is declarative and what is the interrogative sentence? What is imperative sentence and what is exclamative sentence? Number 1, declarative sentence, or you can say statement. Dear students, declarative sentences make a statement. They tell us something, they give us information, and they normally end with a full stop or period. The usual word order for the declarative sentence is subject plus verb. Subject plus verb, this is kind of formation. Declarative sentences can be positive or negative. Look at these examples, dear students. Number one is positive. I like coffee, or we watched TV last night. This is a positive. Second, what about the negative? I do not like coffee. We did not watch TV last night. So we have these are the declarative sentence, means kind of statement as someone is going to tell us something that I like coffee or we watched television last night, like this. It's kind of information statement. So this is called a declarative sentence, and declare sentence, both things can be negative and positive, means negative as well. Like I like coffee is a positive and I do not like coffee is a negative. Number two is interrogative sentence, like a question. Interrogative question. Interrogative sentences ask a question. They ask us something. They want information and they always end with a question mark. Again, interrogative sentences ask a question. They ask us something. They want information and they always end with a question mark. This is called interrogative sentence. The usual word order for the interrogative sentence is like we want WH word, like a question word, in other words, auxiliary verb plus subject and verb. So this is a formation of the interrogative sentence. So WH word means question word, like what, where, which, who, whose, like this. Now, dear students, interrogative sentences can be positive or negative. Look at these examples. Number one, positive. Do you like coffee? And why did you go? So these are both sentences positive. And negative, don't you like coffee? And why didn't you go? So these are the two examples of the interrogative sentence, means a question sentence in which information is asked. Number three, imperative sentence, or in other words, we can say command. Imperative sentences give a command. They tell us to do something and they end with a full stop period, like this, or exclamation mark or point as well. Look over here, the exclamation mark. So dear students, these are the called imperative sentence. They what give? They will give us command or order, in other words. You can say order. The usual word order for the imperative sentence is base verb, like. Note that there is usually no subject because the subject is understood and it is you. Dear students, in usually in command sentence, we do not use the subject. Like when we say, come here, go back, take this, get out, sit down. So these are the imperative sentence, but in command order, and we do not use the subject because here in these sentences, subject is you. We will understand that there is a you subject, like you come here, you take this, you go back. Imperative sentences can be positive or negative both. Look at these examples. Like stop. Now look over here, only we have a verb. We don't have a subject over here. We don't have an object. Even we understood that this stop. Stop means you stop. Or give her coffee. Give her coffee. Give is subject here, but sorry, verb. Her is object and coffee is also. So dear students, we don't have a subject. This you give her coffee means we will understand that you is understood the subject over in these sentences, in especially command and order sentence. This is positive. And negative, do not stop. Do not stop. Yeah, don't give her coffee. So here, dear students, we understood that imperative sentence or command are they are always in order and command, and we don't have object subject over here, and we will consider that the you is the subject over here. Now we have exclamative sentence, or you can say exclamation mark is required or used. Exclamative sentences express strong emotion, feelings, surprise, and exclamation, and they always end with an exclamation mark or point. Look over here. The usual word order for the exclamative sentence is what plus adjective, noun, subject, and verb. Again, what is the formation? What is definitely required plus adjective, noun, subject, and verb. How is also plus adjective, adverb, subject, and verb. Look at these examples, dear students. What a liar he is. What a liar he is. Now look over what is given. Adjective or lawyer, noun or pronoun he, and verb is given over here. Second example, what an exciting movie it was. What an exciting movie it was. You can say what is given. Adjective is an exciting, noun is movie, subject is it, and verb was is given. This is a formation, dear students, about the exclamative sentences. Number three, how he liked, how exciting the movie was. So these are the few examples about the exclamative sentence, that the exclamative sentence express strong emotions, feelings, surprise, and exclamation, and they always end with an exclamation mark or exclamation point. And these are examples. You look over here, dear students, look all the sentences. In the end, the exclamation mark or point is given, and from these we can understand that how the excitement is given in the sentence, like the word what or how makes it more excited. What a liar he is, what an exciting movie it was, like this. So hope so understood, dear students, you understand all these sentences types, like declarative sentence, interrogative sentence, and imperative sentence and exclamative sentences. This is homework, dear students. Very easy for you. Write theme or central idea of the poem in your own words. And the poem is the most beautiful flower. I have given already the central idea or theme, but you can write in your own words. If you, after the reading of the poem, you must try to write the theme or central idea by yourself, and then send it to me on WhatsApp group. I will check and let you know how you have written and how many things are well and good over in your theme or central idea. Question number two is write just 5 sentences of each kind. Now, how many types were there? 4 types, and 5 of each, yani 20 sentences only. You have to write 5 of declarative sentence, 5 of the exclamative sentence, 5 of imperative, and 5 of a question. Very easy homework, dear students, for you, and hope so you will finish it and send it to me. And definitely, this is all about today's lecture, dear students, and thank you for joining, and see you in the next lecture. Till that, Allah Hafiz.